All right, guys, we are live. So, again, my name is Joshua Zitting. For those of you that don't know me, I run a website called Cloud9 Home Income. My background is basically in fitness, and I have been in the fitness industry for 12 years, but really my passion has always been online marketing. And so, I actually have two really special guests with us today here live that I'm going to be interviewing. Matt Byars and Kade Massey, and we are talking about network marketing today. So one of my favorite things is the industry of network marketing. I find that it is probably one of the most powerful ways to make money from home nowadays. And I use a combination personally of affiliate marketing, network marketing, and I do SEO as well for a living. So I think that I actually knew Kade and Matt from a previous company that we were a part of, and I actually wanted to reach out to them again because they did really well with the previous company, but more recently they got involved with a company that they are just exploding out in San Diego. And so I wanted to have them on to kind of talk really network marketing tips and maybe give you guys some enlightenment or some success tips on how you can better your network marketing business. So first off, Matt, what's up, dude?
How's it going?
It's going awesome, man. So can you give us a little bit of your background, like what got you into network marketing and just, a little bit about you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my background's in sales. Most of my life spent in retail sales, working in the cell phone industry, the telecommunications industry. Also ventured into insurance sales, made six figures at the age of 24, got laid off, had the rug pulled up from underneath me. So I know what that's like. And I know what it's like to struggle and go from job to job trying to find something. I think it was just the universe telling me I'm supposed to be an entrepreneur. When I ran into network marketing, I was 29, probably at the lowest point in my life, just got into personal training, was making minimum wage, living in my car for 4 months in a red eclipse. And then I got introduced to network marketing, was introduced to a mentor and a successful multi-millionaire, decamillionaire mentor at that. And he exposed me to network marketing and basically just, certain principles that I needed to learn to become successful, mindset principles, personal development. And I dove into that. And over the course of about 5 or 6 months, I started to not only change my mindset, but my business really started to grow and flourish. And that's when I realized what I was meant to do. And then, so this industry's literally changed my life and revolutionized my life forever. And I'm forever grateful for the lessons that I've learned, that I've transcended into this new company, and it's just exploding now. So I'm fired up.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's funny. Like my background's kind of similar. Like I, came from a time with personal training where I wasn't making great money. I was kind of scraping by. And when network marketing came into my life, actually, Kade, I was closer to your age. I was in my early 20s, and I was awful. I was awful at the industry when I was brand new because I just didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't have really great mentorship back then either. But I found that, I loved the network aspect of it. I loved being able to work with people that, you wouldn't necessarily always come across in life. And it was nice that you could actually build relationships with people and make money with your friends, which has kind of been my mantra in life now, is just like, what can I do to help my friends succeed? Because that to me is more important than anything, is building a network around people that can be successful together. And actually, once they get to that point of success, pass it on to other people as well. So with that, like Kade, I know that you've done big things in network marketing already. And can you give us a little bit about your background too?
Sure. Thank you for having me, Josh. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
My name's Kade. I'm from San Diego. When I first saw this industry, I literally had no experience in business whatsoever. In fact, if you asked me anything about business, I'd probably be the last person you would want to consult with. But it's true, though. I actually had nothing going for me, really. I mean, I knew there was a way out there to create income. I just felt like the system I was in wasn't for me. I felt like it was flawed in a way. I just didn't know what it was or why it was flawed. So when I saw this industry, I saw really a chance to work in a system that if you build it correctly and work it correctly, you can create a huge income for yourself. And it really appealed to me that type of income was available for that person. And I worked for 2 years in my last company, really hard. I pretty much grinded my butt off. This new company, the system is so much more effective, so much more efficient. The money, all my team is making money. I've ranked up faster than I've ever ranked up in any other network marketing company. And it's really fun to work with professionals like you, Josh, and Matt Byars, and just really build a culture of like-minded people all out to the same common goal. So it's really, really fun. And I look forward to our many years together.
And honestly, I think that brings up a good point too of like, I don't think it necessarily matters what kind of company you get into. Obviously there's good companies and bad companies. Don't get me wrong. I think that there's great things to learn from the industry in general, because when you look at network marketing as a whole, a lot of the training's pretty much the same, but there's obviously different products, different leadership and stuff like that. But I think that, for me, I think that finding something that you can be passionate about and something that really fits you as a person is really, really important, especially if you're looking at long term. But I think it also is really important that you set goals on a regular basis. So I think that setting goals for me in everything that I've done, whether it be like weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, and then basically reverse engineering them and finding out how do I get to that point. So what are your guys' views on like how important is it to set goals?
Very important, because goals are like a GPS system. If you don't have any goals, you're not going to know where you're going in the first place. And I've studied and read books on neuroscience and how the mind works. And when you have goals, cybernetics, right?
Got
it. Yeah, Dr. Max.
Book. I love that book.
I did read that whole entire book, and I was going through a hard time, like you said. I was when I was first 4 months, I couldn't do anything, man. I was so bad, and I was like so depressed. Like, why isn't this working? But I studied my butt off, and I kept reading books, and he taught certain mindset principles. But I realized that goal setting is it's like for your subconscious. Your subconscious is going to set out to achieve those goals. And especially if you read them every single day and they're in front of you every single day, and you had a good point, you got to reverse engineer your goals. Okay, I want to make $100,000 this year based on the compensation plan that I have. How much volume or how many new distributors do I need to get in for the year? Break that down to monthly, break that down to weekly, and then you can break that down to a daily goal. Okay,
exactly.
I need one, this per day and this per day. Okay, I didn't hit that this day, so now I need to account for it this day. And so you could track that, and your mind is gonna, now subconsciously gonna set out to achieve that. Your subconscious is so powerful. And so setting goals is really, it's so key. If you read any of the success books like Brian Tracy Goals or any of those books, Anthony Robbins, Jim Rohn, every one of those books says set goals. Every
major successful person, does it. So
number one thing, right? And do what successful people do, and you'll have what they have. Pretty simple concept.
Exactly. How about you, Kade? What's your approach to it?
To add on to what Matt said, that was beautiful, by the way, very well. I think goals are setting context for your reality. Whatever you put in, you get out. So setting a goal is actually creating a context for the life that you want to create. So whatever you're reading, whatever you're watching, whatever you're doing, whoever you're hanging around with, sets the context for your life. So why not take it in your control? Why not deliberately create a context? And that, like Matt says, comes with your subconscious and writing down specific goals, because then it gives you context for what you're going to do for the day, for the month, for the week. And it really just aligns where you're going. So it's really important.
Yeah. And by the way, set big goals, no tiny puny goals. 10X.
Right.
Right. He changed my life, by the way. And yeah, set big goals, have big dreams and not just puny dreams, because you could absolutely achieve them. Hey, and if you set a goal for 10 million and you settle for 1 million, boohoo, right?
Yeah, and I think Kade brought up a really good point too, that you really are the sum of the 5 people that you hang around most in life. And who is it that you're surrounding yourself with? Because the truth is that I look back at when I was in my early 20s, I was hanging out with jerks, and people that weren't bringing me up to the next level in life. And now I surround myself with successful people. So my mindset and the people that surround me are constantly bringing me up to the next level. And I think that's so important, and just kind of diving more into like, some some major tips for that we can give, people that are watching this, as far as like how important, it is when you're talking and dealing with people, right? So like one of the first things that I learned in network marketing was to build a list, to build a list of people. And I'm sure everyone in network marketing has heard this, that your list really is your moneymaker, but the truth is, I know that I'm guilty of prejudging people, thinking that, they're not going to want this opportunity. They're not going to like network marketing. Like, that was my mindset when I was younger. Whereas now, like, I look at all these super successful people and everyone's doing network marketing anyway in one form or another. They just don't necessarily look at it that way. But when you really look at, like, network marketing is like the future business model of the world, because it really is a better system that evenly distributes wealth in a better way. So I think that obviously building your list is important, but what are your guys' thoughts on, as far as like, how do you go about building that list, and what do you do about prejudging people and all that?
Well, my mentor always asked me a really important question. He said, Matt, how many days have you been paid as a psychic in your life? So you have no clue. And the people you always thought were winning, and people you thought wouldn't were. And one thing I found was to recruit up. And the money was in the chicken list. Some people don't have a chicken list. For me, I did. But one thing I found was that the most successful people in life, they're successful for a reason, because they're open-minded. They look at new things. They respect people, and they look at new opportunities. So when you come to them with a way to generate an additional stream of revenue, and you come to them humble, asking for their professional opinion, obviously you're not going to say, hey, do you want to make some extra money? You got to let them know that you respect what they've done in their professional career and what they've done in business, and you're just getting started in business, and you would really value a professional opinion from them. Maybe get some referrals. You're not sure, it's probably not even for them, but you take that approach with them, and they really love to help people, and they love to look at opportunities. And that's what really started to explode my business. And since I worked on myself so much, you got to obviously, work on yourself, read books, listen to audios. You'll be able to have certain conversations with them, and they see the opportunity a lot faster than someone that's broke, living on their grandma's couch or their uncle's couch. I don't know if that makes sense at all. So I look for work ethic, hunger, integrity, personal power, the whip list, and people that have contacts, players, networkers like yourself, right? When we were talking to you, you know how that goes. So
right. That is true. I think that mindset's not only an important thing as far as the growth of your business, but it's something that can be very hard to get over. If you've grown up in a society, and Kade, you know this pretty well, because I've talked to you about the Landmark Forum and how mind-opening, that was to understand that a lot of people have these stories that are holding them back from situations that happened to them when they were young or throughout life. We all have basically different goggles on. We're seeing information through different lenses because we've all been through different things in life that create, these filters over what it is that we see. So I think it's so important that that understanding that not everybody's going to see the information you're presenting them right away. It's kind of like one of those 3D images where you stare at it for a while, and after a while something pops out at you and you can finally see it. And I've seen that happen with so many people where they look at a network marketing opportunity and they're just like, this isn't, I'm going to say no right now. But, a couple weeks later, months later, they're on board, because the truth is that it just wasn't the right timing for them. So I think that creating curiosity in people and keeping posture is so important. And Kade, for you being, what are you, 21 right now? 22. Yeah. So 22-year-old beast in network marketing. And, how do you find that having that posture with people and creating curiosity is so important?
Well, for my generation, for the kids in my age group, like Matt said, the key is to recruit up. But to do that, as someone my age, takes a unusually high amount of posture, because they're thinking, who's this kid, So you pretty much just have to say, this is happening. This is what you're going to get if you hop on now, and this is what you're going to miss out on if you don't. And it's just as simple as that. Your conviction has to be higher than anyone else's, because network marketing is built on belief, and you have to believe it more than anyone else in your team. You have to make sure, you have to convict your belief to everyone. You have to just pretty much tell them like it is. And you have to commit to your word too. The biggest thing is not giving up on what you said to them. You have to do what you told them. And eventually everyone will come around. But in the beginning, you have to paint the vision for people. And especially my friends, they seen me not succeeding in my last company. So with our new company, we have to be extra, what's the word? We have to believe in it even more than ever before. But the results we're creating are attest to that. But we just have to pretty much, just tell them how it is, and tell them that they can do it. They got to hop on now, otherwise they're going to hop on later and wish they hopped on in the beginning.
Yeah, and I think that a big part of that's creating that urgency, but also I think again it goes back to having passion for something too, because I've seen you, Kade, and I've seen the way that you interact with people, and you really are passionate about what you do and the company that you're with. And I think that's a big part of it, is that it's not just about having posture. It's that you truly believe that from my conversations with you, that what you're doing is helping people's lives. You're not only helping people through health and fitness, but also, helping other people actually create an income around it, which I think is huge, and one of the things.
Can I say something too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely true. And this isn't network marketing isn't about the products. I mean, it is, but it's a business of belief, and people buy into you, not to the business.
Yeah.
They're going to follow your passion. They're going to follow your leadership. They're going to follow you because you know where you're going, and you're going to do it no matter what. And you're going to help a lot of people, and you're a servant leader. You're not doing it for yourself. They really feel like you're going to help them get to where they want to go.
Yeah. And I think that any of my businesses that I've created, because as of right now, I have 6 sources of income coming in from different online ventures that I have going on. And the thing is that you've got to plant your flag. And I think that ties right in with what you're saying, Matt, is that until you make that decision and plant your flag and say, I'm doing this, that is when the universe actually responds to you and actually says, okay, you've made your statement. Now let's see how bad you really want this, right? And that's when the work comes in. And I think a lot of people that start network marketing, they don't understand, it's a lot of work. It is not something that is just super simple, or everyone would be getting wealthy. It's a lot of work. But the truth is that you're going to work hard anyway for the rest of your life. So if you're going to work hard in something, at least work hard in something that's going to pay you off, 5-6 years down the road, to where you can live comfortably. And I think that's ultimately the dream. And for me, network marketing for me, my first company was a disaster. I mean, literally, I burned through people left and right. I overshared information. I didn't know what I was doing. But in my last company that I was with, the biggest thing for me was that my upline, the people that were supposedly training me, they were in another state, because I got introduced to this by a friend that was out of state. So the biggest thing for me was I didn't have the help. I had to learn how to present the business week 1. I had to learn language. I had to learn how to recruit. I had to basically do everything on my own, right? And so for me, I call it kind of firing your upline, where it's how fast can you separate yourself from your upline to where you can really run your own business? And so, I think that effectively, the sooner that people can just be like, I'm going to do this, and I need to learn everything that I can to make it successful. And that way you can separate yourself from relying on other people. So my question to you is how important do you find it, not only to help people get to that point, but to also for yourself be able to just run with a business,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, from a mentor from afar, I always said the key to learning is repetition, and you just need to study, practice, teach. It's not study, and study, right? So the only way to go out there is, all I did was just fail more than everyone else.
Isn't that the truth?
I could give a speech on failure, right? But really, is it failure? No, it's not. Everything's a learning experience. So you go out there, if it's to be, it's up to me. That's one thing that I've learned. So, if you're depending on someone else to come along and build your business for you, you're always going to be at the mercy of that person. I was at the mercy of my upline. And then when he left, for 2 weeks, my business stopped. I was tired of that. And so I think actually it was a blessing for you, because I was dependent upon him. Once I took initiative and took hold of my business and started going out there and presenting, and yeah, I sucked at it really bad. I was really bad, but I was like, wow, like I learned what not to do so fast, and I got so much better. I remember my first presentation said like 45 times, but then I did it again. I did it again.
My word was basically. I would say basically like 100 times every presentation.
Ours, someone says, Yeah, exactly.
So, and how about you, Kade? What are your thoughts on failure?
Failure is a biological requirement to success. You cannot have success without failure, and you cannot have failure without learning something and becoming better from it.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, when I first got started in network marketing, I had no experience. I was still young. I was 19. So I was very dependent, very, very dependent on other people and my upline especially.
Yeah.
So it really took me going outside my comfort zone, going to all the training events, and just taking a stand for my future. And it really just started at the international and the regional events that every network marketing company has. That's where I decided to actually become a leader. That's where I decided to actually start doing things on my own. And just that one decision exploded not only my personal growth, but my business as well. So it just really takes a decision. It is hard at first, especially if you're used to having people help you out a lot, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. So reclaiming your personal power.
Yeah, and I specifically actually remember, the year that I hit a six-figure earning position in my company, it was the year that I decided to no longer watch TV or listen to music. Like I had personal growth books playing everywhere I went. Like at the gym, in my car, I had several books on my nightstand that I was reading on a regular basis. And I truly believe that, your body soaks up information, and what information are you choosing to soak up on a daily basis? Some people choose to watch Housewives, or reality TV, where others are constantly growing themselves. And I think it's very apparent that the people that are the most successful are the ones that are doing personal growth all the time. So, do you guys have any personal growth books that maybe are your favorite?
Oh, I have a lot. I will say when I first got started, the book that I give definitely saved my career, because I was literally out, man, was Your First Year in Network Marketing. Mark Yarnell helped a ton. And then The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho talks about how he left everything that he knew growing up to chase.
That's a great book.
Amazing book. And Will Smith, I was looking into that, and he's the one that recommended that. And then definitely Jim Rohn, Building Your Network Marketing Business, which is free on YouTube, and also Your Best Life Ever by Jim Rohn. I just would replay and replay and replay. But definitely your Building Your Network Marketing Business, I listened to that like 100 times.
Yeah. I love Jim Rohn, man. Every time I think of him, I just see his crazy expressions on his face from his videos and stuff, because dude was a character. But man, it can be applied to anything. I mean, his stuff is incredible just across the board for business. So, and how about you, Kade?
One of the first books I read when it comes to network marketing is Go Pro by Eric Worre.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've all heard of that already, but it's literally one of the best books on network marketing. It's really what fired me up. It's what really gave me the skills to go out on my own and start building a network marketing business. But right now I'm reading Failing Forward by John C. Maxwell.
That's awesome.
Going back to failure, how it's literally you need failure to become successful.
Yeah.
If you're expecting not to fail, then you might as well just not even start anything in life, because you're going to fail. But good thing.
Yeah.
Failure, you can't grow.
I'd rather fail in expansion than fail in contraction.
Well, it's funny because the first company that I was a part of, this was 10 years ago. You know, our averages was like every 20 people that we would show the business to, we would get one business partner. That was like an average, which is, you know, compared to now where it's like we're at 50% or higher, it seems like. So, you know, the funny thing is just it all really for me came down to personal growth, and every single book that you guys are talking about is on my bookshelf. And I love that. I love that it's a universal thing, because I feel like these books find us. It's not always the other way around, you know, because things come into our life when we need them most. And for me, Think and Grow Rich is probably one of my favorite all-time books, as well as, you know, I listen to GoPro regularly, Kade. And then the other one that I most recently really have fallen in love with is Outwitting the Devil. If you haven't read that book, it is a really good book, and you don't have to be religious to read it. But I mean, it just, the message behind it is amazing, how it just talks about people get stuck in these ruts and these rhythms of life. And it's just, you know, it's really, really interesting. So, you know,
he said, let him borrow it, but yeah, let him borrow it.
All right. I'll send it to you.
You know, I think when you said the books find you, it's actually the law of attraction working, because once you make that decision, it's always been there. But you now start to pay more attention.
Exactly.
You notice it. Yeah,
that's exactly true. You know, and so with that, you guys, we're going to kind of close up. But I mean, so Matt, how can people find you on social media? You know,
you could. I'm on Facebook. So Mathew Allen Byars, ALLENBYARS. So you can find me there. Also, I mean, you can email me.
Are you on Instagram?
I am. I'm just not sure what my name is. I haven't used Instagram for a while. I think Facebook right now, but I'm going to start utilizing Instagram because I realized.
How am I supposed to promote you and plug you, man, without a name?
You should find me on Instagram, Mathew Byars or Matt Byars. Just my last name is spelled BYA.
All right, cool.
It's not ERS, so
all right.
I'll butcher that.
How about you, Kade?
You can find me at Kade TM, KADETM on Instagram, on Facebook. It's Kade Massey. So just find me. Let's make some money.
Yeah. So with that, you guys, we're gonna close this out. Just
Matt
so you
Byars,
know,
by the way.
I'm gonna go.
MATTBYARS. That's me on Instagram.
Awesome. I'm gonna have you guys text me that. So I'm gonna put it in the description of this YouTube video, so people have access to you. If they have questions or whatever, they can contact you. Also, you guys, in the description, go ahead and check it out. I'm actually going to put my book down there as well, The Highly Effective Habits of a Professional Network Marketer. I've set it up for $2.99 on Amazon, you guys. So, I mean, if you need a book that covers all of these topics in one place, grab that book on Amazon. Make sure you guys leave a thumbs up and comment, like, and definitely share this with your teams, you guys, because, you know, these guys just gave us a lot of great information. So with that, again, this is Joshua Zitting with Cloud9 Home Income. And I want to thank you guys thank you, Matt and Kade, for being with us today. It was awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you are the man, Josh.
Awesome. Well, I'll definitely talk to you guys soon, and take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.